we had this as part of our original show, and we just thought it was so funny that we didn't have to keep it, which is that there has been the emergence, the left have decided that they want to start trying to enter the meme game. And I'm gonna be honest, I find some of these memes kind of funny. So the Biden White House really embracing what has become like an online left phenomenon, which, by the way, Krystal, some of these actually apparently come from Chinese social media.
Yeah,
now,
but
I'm not claiming, by the way, this is like a Russian plant or anything.
I did find there were a bunch of people on the right who were like, way to echo Chinese propaganda. It's like, calm the F down. Come on.
To me,
don't be ridiculous.
They're just kind of funny. Let's go ahead and put this up there. So the White House digital director posting, this was all through yesterday, and this was not in reaction to the Trump raid, to be clear. It was actually in reaction to the passage of the so-called Inflation Reduction Act, which we talked a lot about yesterday. Biden there with the laser eyes. Funnily enough, in the Bitcoin community, that's what you do whenever you're a Bitcoin believer. Yeah. Let's go ahead and throw the next one up there from Andrew Bates. This was also really funny. So it's from The Dark Knight Rises, and it says the malarkey will end. The Dark Brandon
and he's
rises.
The White House deputy press secretary.
Right, he is the White House. These are both White House officials, and actually they're both from the official White House Twitter account. And it was also done funny. People were saying, how could he post this image, which includes, the Reich Eagle? Guys, it's from Batman Begins and The Dark Knight Rises. Like, come on, don't be lame. They're just memes. Ben Shapiro also reacting to all of this, put this up there. He says, you can try to Dark Brandon meme your way out of sub-approval rating, but throwing hundreds of billions at green boondoggles in the middle of an inflationary spiral isn't going to turn things around. I don't think I read that fast enough in order to do it in his cadence. However, I just think it's one of those things where, guys, Trump memes are funny. A lot of them are really funny. Some of the ones I remember that people freaked out about him like tackling CNN. Sorry, it was hilarious. The Dark Brandon ones, the ones we showed you are not as funny. We have some which we are not allowed to show you for copyright reasons,
music
which literally had me laughing so much. Which is they had at the end, it was like Trump, it was Biden at the end, and he was like, for all of those who voted for Donald Trump, there's no way out. With like laser eyes and all that. I enjoy these things. But anyway, it became some sort of stupid squabble online. They're like, and I even saw Bloomberg reporters being like, why are White House reporters elevating unprofessional memes? It's just like, guys, relax. It's the internet. We all shitpost sometimes. It's fun. And although it did kind of affirm the Dark Brandon meme whenever the raid did end up happening.
Yeah, that was your immediate reaction.
Yeah, I was like, Dark Brandon. I was like, this is true Dark Brandon behavior. For those who are not as online as I am, I envy you. This all emanates not from Let's Go Brandon. Oh, that's where the Dark Brandon thing comes from.
Where the Brandon part comes from.
It comes from Dark MAGA, which is during Stop the Steal and much more, there was this entire thing like patriots in control, as in truly, usurping the deep state and the so-called political appointees.
Q adjacent kind of rhetoric.
It was Q adjacent, but it did become kind of a thing,
its own thing
online.
Yeah.
And really what it came into, the idea is that there are traitors within the GOP and the deep state against President Trump, and that there's real MAGA, so-called Dark MAGA. So Dark MAGA, actually Madison Cawthorn even talked about this once.
After he lost,
he's like, now Dark MAGA will take control. So anyway, Dark MAGA was born within the MAGA community online. Then it was made fun of online. It's like, is this Dark MAGA? Everyone's making fun of Dark MAGA.
Yeah.
Eventually then, of course, Let's Go Brandon becomes a meme against Biden after that viral NASCAR video. And then we are now in the phase where they are embracing the Brandon meme and saying Dark Brandon. So that is the etymology of the Dark Brandon meme.
And my initial awareness of Dark Brandon aesthetic came from like actual leftists who were sort of making fun of the idea that Biden Biden would be this like strong, like sort of pseudo-authoritarian figure taking control and rooting out the evildoers in the deep state and all that sort of stuff. So it started on a sort of mockery, and then now liberals and the White House, even Neera Tanden.
Oh my God.
Embracing it.
Well, now it's cringe.
It's done. I mean, that's the thing is by the time, like Politico Playbook wrote this up.
Yeah, right.
By the time it's embraced by the White House press, it's done, the fun is over, like you killed it now.
Right.
The other thing that I did think was kind of interesting about this is, Biden and his team, famously, they had this mantra, the internet is not real life. And so even though when he, as vice president under Obama, he had a whole, there was an internet culture around who Joe Biden was. There was a sort of like caricature made of him as like, you know, the kind of like, the car guy out washing his Corvette or whatever in the White House driveway.
That was from The Onion. That was Uncle Joe.
Yes.
Yeah, that was when he was
the Uncle Joe thing, and that, you know, I mean, that there was kind of it wasn't 100% flattering, but there was a little bit of an interest and sort of like some sort of an edgy factor around him. They completely, you know, they didn't embrace any of that in his White House run and were very much not online. So to see the White House directly embracing this and sort of like feeling themselves after having a couple of legislative wins is interesting. I saw one quote here. I think this was from the Politico write-up, but I can't 100% say for sure. One Democratic digital strategist close to the White House said, quote, "Being a Joe Biden supporter hasn't been very fun over the past year, and Dark Brandon is fun. It's a sign the vibes are improving. This couldn't have bubbled up unless there are some actual, genuine W's to point to." Which I think that's true.
Yeah,
I mean, think it is. They feel like, okay, we finally got a few victories notched. Those are being wildly oversold by the media in terms of historic, landmark, best weekend, all that stuff that we covered yesterday. But you know, no doubt about it, they've actually done a few things, whereas previously they were just completely stuck in the mud.
I do actually think this is not a great thing for the Biden White House. I mean, and there was even speculation about that this morning, which is that they wanted the whole week to just be about their legislation. That's why Chuck Schumer was on Rachel Maddow last night. He wasn't there to talk about any of these raids, and he was
basically, part of why he would just say no comment and let's talk about the inflation.
He's like, let's talk about the act. But listen, guys, it's, you know, as I heard it described as a 100 megaton political event. I think that's true, which is that scrambles everything. Just like Roe versus Wade, it's like a bomb that gets dropped, and now everything, this is going to be the political center of gravity now for the political media, for everybody else, for all time to come. And so, you know, in a way, I do feel bad for the Biden administration. They just had their win. I mean, they claim they didn't know about it. We'll see if the reporting actually bears that out and the facts. But no question that it does actually obscure some of their wins. One of the things we'll mention, and
part
if we
of
have
why
the time,
I believe they didn't have direct control over it is because they would not have chosen this timing.
Well, not necessarily control, but maybe they got a heads up. I mean, this was always a speculation with Obama that he knew a hell of a lot more about what was going on than ever came out. Anyway, I literally have no idea. So we'll see whatever the facts bear out. But
I mean, Joe Biden barely knows where he is when he wakes up in the morning. So
not untrue. But Ron Klain knows where he is, right? So we'll see. I don't know how it plays out.
Cable news is ripping us apart, dividing the country, making it impossible to function as a society, and making it impossible to know just what is true and what is false. But the good news is they are failing and they know it.
That is why we're building something new, a new mainstream, a healthier one, something more trustworthy, something that we are going to need in one of the most pivotal times in American history. We are building up here for the midterms, for the upcoming presidential election, but we need your help. So if you can help us out by becoming a premium member today at breakingpoints.com, we're trying to change America for the better and the entire world.
So what are you waiting for, guys? Go to breakingpoints.com and sign up and help us build a new mainstream.